I get this question all the time. What feng shui elements do I need in my bedroom or door or kitchen or whatever the room that you're focusing on to feng shui? This simple question has a complicated process before we even get to the answer. First thing, let me give you some foundational information about feng shui. This is a feng shui lo shu. It's a 3x3 box, 3x3 grid with these numbers 1 to 9 all over the boxes here. I'm not going to go through all those boxes, but you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, taking space in all of these 9 boxes. And each of these boxes, you're going to see there's a direction that is linked to them. Okay, 7 is in the west, 6 is in the northwest, 1 is in the north, 8 is in the northeast, 3 is in the east, and there's the number 5, which is in the center, technically directionless. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the mythology of the lo shu and how it came about, but the feng shui lo shu is the foundational piece of calculation that we use over and over again, not just in feng shui application, but also in Chinese date selection, and even in some astrological references as well. So now that we know the lo shu, if you've been following feng shui for any amount of time, you probably have seen this other chart. If you've followed feng shui for any amount of time, you've probably seen this chart, where again you get the numbers 1 to 9 filled up in a 3x3 lo shu grid. You've probably heard that the element in the southeast and the east is wood, the element in the south is fire, the element in the west and the northwest is metal, the element in the north is water, and the element in the northeast, center, and the southwest is earth. This is where a formula for classical feng shui just gets, like someone just decided to run away with this simple formula and made it into a full-blown feng shui practice. That is not the real way to do it, you guys. Just because your bedroom is in the southeast doesn't mean you paint your bedroom green. Just because your front door is in the south don't mean that you paint your front door red. That is absolutely not the way this lo shu is meant to be used at all. This is not the end all and be all of feng shui in terms of the elements or the colors that you need. Here on this screen, you are going to see the 5-element cycle. You have fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. And basically the numbers that I have in this 3x3 lo shu grid, I've transferred it up here. Okay, so in this chart here, this is the 5-element cycle. There's a clockwise and counterclockwise arrow pattern here. The clockwise pattern, which is in the dark gray, is the productive cycle, meaning the earth element produces more metal. The metal element produces water. The water element produces wood. The wood element produces fire, and the fire element produces earth. And you're also going to see the counterclockwise here, the dark yellow lines here, which is the weakening cycle. The fire element weakens wood, the wood weakens water, water weakens metal, metal weakens earth, and earth weakens fire. And you're going to see that I have the correlating numbers here, right? For all the elements here. 3, 4 is wood, 1 is water, and so on and so forth. You need to know all this as a foundational, for anyone who is interested in feng shui, you need to commit this 5-element cycle, the productive and weakening cycle, to memory, because this will determine ultimately what elements you need for your home. Now, again, this is not the end all and be all. This is not even where we stop. So after knowing the elements and related to the numbers, after knowing the weakening cycle and the producing cycle of the 5 element cycles, now we can start trying to piece things together to figure out what elements you need in each of your directions or each of your rooms. Now you're going to see this is a flying star chart, period 8 house, meaning the people in this house, they moved in after February 4th of 2004. I've got other videos talking about Feng Shui period, so I'm not going to go into that here. And this house is facing south too, meaning it's between 172.6 degrees and 187.5 degrees on the compass reading. And again, I've got more videos on that. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of that here. So this is now, after knowing the period of the house and knowing the direction of the house, now we are able to plot the flying star chart of the home. Now this, my friends, is the permanent energy of the home. And all the top left numbers, okay, all the top left numbers here correlate to energies that can impact health and relationship. And all the numbers on the top right of all these 3x3 boxes, okay, on the top right, denotes the energy that has impact on your money. It can be your career, your business, your investments, okay? And in more advanced flying star practices, we actually look at the combinations of the mountain star and the water star, right? And each of these combinations hold another potential of energy, whether it's positive or negative energy. Now, let's say this, my office is in the west, for instance. The number 6 is a metal number, okay? Metal element number. And the number 1 is a water element number. For someone who's been doing Feng Shui as long as I have, 15 years, I know that these are actually pretty harmonious. The number 1 in its location right now is actually really auspicious for money. And therefore, it's actually really good to have the office here. And I want to obviously increase the either higher salary through a career promotion, more clientele, better luck with my investments. I want to activate the number 1. And the number 1, as we saw earlier, is a water element. And I am also very lucky that I have the number 6 here, which is a metal element. And guess what? Metal produces water, right? Metal produces water. So in this case, if I were to put more metal in this room, right? More metallic metal furniture, put my filing cabinet there. And metal colors are whites, grays, silver, gold, chrome, brass, whatever. This room will take very well to metal elements or metal color because of the elements that we have in the top left and the top right for this direction. Okay, I know for those of you guys, if Flying Star Feng Shui is very new to you, this will be hurting your head a little bit. But guess what? This is how real Feng Shui is done, you guys. I'm sorry to break it to you. If no one has told you this, if no one has told you that the Feng Shui of your home is specific to your home, for someone who moved in to a different house, even if they have the same period, but they are facing a different compass, then they would have a totally different energy here in the West. If someone who moved into a house prior to February 4th of 2004, let's say they are period 7, right? Let's say they're not period 8, they're period 7, then the energy, all the energies here are different again. So I hate to break it to you, you guys. There is no one-size-fits-all Feng Shui. Real Feng Shui is complicated. Real Feng Shui is hard to wrap your head around. If you do Feng Shui right, it will go very well for you. But if you do it wrong, you will be triggering unsavory results as well. So true Feng Shui knowledge is very critical. If you don't have the proper Feng Shui knowledge, I actually prefer people to not practice Feng Shui at all. It is better be safe than sorry, because Feng Shui is not just making a place look zen. It's not just to declutter. It's not all fun and games. Feng Shui is actually very serious business. And I've seen a lot of people, quote unquote experts, who charge people their hard-earned money, and they end up putting their clients in dire situations. Feng Shui is no joke. So, bringing you guys back to this lo shu, okay? Those of you who have been doing Feng Shui this way, guys, it's not your fault, because this is the bulk of the information you find online, in magazines. Heck, even some, Feng Shui certification courses are based on this simple lo shu. So the fact that you've been following this is because it is more prevalent in mainstream media, but now hopefully you see that this is not the right one. If you have been following this lo shu and doing your element placements based on that, and you're getting results, honestly, it could be a fluke. So for instance, we already established for this house, right, period 8 facing south 2, that metal is a good element in the west. But if you've unknowingly been using this lo shu, guess what is the element in the west here, right? Also metal. So if you've been following this simple lo shu and doing your elements based on that and getting results, count yourself lucky. In this case, it actually matched up. It actually is the element that is needed in the west for this house, but it's because of the combinations here, not because of the element in the west. See the difference that I'm trying to make clear for you here, okay? It's all layers and layers and layers of formulas, of calculating before we even decide, okay, this is the color that needs to go into this room. These are the elements that need to go. So if this is overwhelming you, I am sorry. I would prefer to make you overwhelmed than put you in a spot where you keep doing DIY Feng Shui the wrong way and you dig yourself a deeper hole. Because trust me, after 15 years of doing this, I see it over and over again. The best way for you to figure out what is real Feng Shui and what is not real Feng Shui, at least where the training is concerned, is it one size fits all? Or is it specific to each and every home? Does it use a compass or does it not use a compass? That's another tip. Okay. So I'm sorry, guys. So like I said, that initial question of, Safrina, what element do I need in such and such room? I don't know until I know your period, your facing, and your usage of the room. Then I can help you determine what elements or what colors you need in that room. It's a complicated process, you guys. My hope for you, your one main takeaway is your home and your layout is as unique as your thumbprint. If you want to do Feng Shui properly, it must be unique to your home. No ifs and buts about that. Feng Shui Nation, if I am new to you and you love classical Feng Shui, meaning real Feng Shui that gives you real results, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.